Hey, 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 happy days. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with googly eyes on purpose, because our expression, our idiom today is without batting an eyelash. And since you can't see my eyes, my eyelashes, so you can see my eyebrows if I lift them really high, you have no idea whether I am blinking, batting an eyelash, or not. I did some research. I actually looked into this idiom because the book that I found it in originally didn't have any origin information for it. And I always like to know when and how long we've been impacted by an idiom or a saying. And this one, I think it's probably since human beings have existed, has kind of been in existence, or the thought of it anyway. Maybe it wasn't verbally expressed, but it of course means to not show emotion, to not let anyone know or not give away by blinking your eyes that you're surprised or fearful or scared or showing any other strong emotion. I know at the beginning of this COVID-19 virus and the outbreak, I was definitely batting eyelashes and really surprised about how the world was changing and how things around me and in my environment were changing. I remember going for a walk downtown about 2 weeks into our quarantine in my area and noticing that everything was deserted. I mean, I could count on one hand the number of people I ran into, and I didn't run into them, but I saw and greeted on my walk that day. And I was all through downtown. I also noticed, and one of the things I really observed that kind of shocked and surprised me, was the lack of communication on some businesses' part to let their customers know that they were shut down, or to give them any sort of information about what was going on and how they would and could continue to interact with them or communicate with them, or what they could expect from them. Some businesses didn't even have any information or any correspondence or any way of knowing what was going on. They were just shut and shuttered up, and not shuttered up, but the doors were locked and the lights were off and everything, and they were just closed, right? And I understand that that's what we needed to do because we were mandated in many areas to shut our businesses down, but that didn't mean we couldn't take the minimal effort and put a note, even a handwritten note in the window, letting people know what's going on. Now, yeah, people knew about the virus, but this was only a couple weeks into it. It was before in my area, our governor had given a safer at home order statewide, so people didn't really know. So I can see people run down to their insurance agent and try to go find something out, and lo and behold, they're just not there. And that adds to the sense of uncertainty that people have about the situation that's going on. So I was really surprised by that and kind of dismayed, because those are the businesses, honestly, that are going to be struggling when things do get back to some form of normalcy, because they haven't continued to communicate with their people. They haven't continued to give value and serve the people that they were serving originally. Unfortunately, that says a lot about the business and how much they care about their customer. Whether they realize they're saying that or not, inaction, not communicating, not finding ways to continue to give value and serve the people that you were serving, kind of shows how much you do or do not care about them and how much you value them doing business with you. It'll be really easy for some businesses to just pick up where they left off, because they've found creative ways to continue to add value, or serve, or at least communicate with their existing customers and let them know what's going on. Hey, we're really sorry, we're all closed for COVID ID. If we can help you in any way, just ask. If we can help you in any way, let us know. Here's our phone number. Here's our social media contacts. If you weren't online at all and didn't have any social media contacts, you've had a couple of weeks now, and if you haven't done it yet, this is the time to set those things up. Set up mechanisms and ways for people to get in touch with you and contact your business. I mean, you personally, we probably all want that, because we are so physically separated right now. We want to continue that. But for your business especially, people have got to be able to find you. They have to be able to ask you questions and get information. And that is one of the best ways you can continue to provide value and give value to the people that you were already serving. Other people will also find you if you have some sort of a social media or online presence, because people are home looking around on their phones, searching the web on their computers, because at least 10 million people in the United States lost their jobs in a few weeks, and how many people prior to that were unemployed anyway? We'll now add an influx of 10 million people whose eyeballs can now be available if you're out there, if you're in any way, shape, or form continuing to provide value and provide service to anyone. And you don't have to be physically open in any business nowadays to continue to give value and to serve your customers. If you need help in any way, or if you need ideas about that, just ask. Hit me up in the comments below and say, hey, this is my business and I've got nothing, I'm not doing anything, or I'm struggling with how to communicate and how to continue to serve my people. And geez, we'll go back and forth and we'll get some ideas going so that you can do something, because we all can do things. The other thing that this expression reminds me of is to pay attention to whether what I'm facing, the situation that I'm looking at, what I'm experiencing, is it a real emergency? Is it a real thing that I need to respond to right now? Or is it something that I'm blowing up and I'm worried about for the future? I don't know why that popped into my mind this morning, but it did. Probably because, like most people, I might tend to get a little bit overexcited about certain types of situations. You know, I think if we look around, and I just laugh at this whole toilet paper shortage thing, because my first job out of college was making toilet paper. My first job out of college was working with teams that make toilet paper for, you know, one of the biggest manufacturers on the planet. And so the fact that everybody ran to toilet paper, it still makes me kind of laugh a little bit. Not laugh in a funny way, but laugh in an ironic way. Because we, human beings, hoarding and scarfing up all the toilet paper, are the one that created this and made it an emergency. It wasn't really an emergency until not we all, because I didn't go out and buy a ton of toilet paper, until we human beings made it a challenge and an emergency. But that's a real problem for people. So find ways to continue to give value and serve your people, and at least at a minimum, communicate with them and let them know that you care and you miss them and that you'll be back soon. At a bare minimum, let them know what's going on. Morning Bee. That's it. Have an absolutely amazing day. Again, if I can help you in any way, just ask in the comments below. Take care. I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.